It's a new week, kids. Hope everybody's having a great time. Welcome to Midnight's Edge After Dark. It's not only a new week, it's a new month now. We've had one show since this month started, but still. That was the Sunday show. That don't count. Welcome, everybody, to the program. Hope everybody's doing well. How you doing, CC Karaoke, the Bard?
Doing pretty well. It's best time of the year for skiing, and I'm 10 minutes from the hill, so I've been enjoying that, even though parts of my body are yelling at me, and it's like, joy, pain,
This
joy,
mountain
pain.
is made of pure snow.
Get me a
I
straw.
can't feel my brain.
Yeah, it's a
straw.
little bit like that, parts of my body going numb because I probably should give them a rest, but I can't because it's so awesome outside.
I want my $2. Okay, anyway. Well, thank you for being here, CC. We appreciate it. 70s rock fan is here. It's you've been hit and miss lately. We're glad to see you hit one.
I'm glad to be back, sir. Yes, things have been a little bit on the hectic side, but I made time tonight to be with you guys. It's a pleasure to be here.
Ooh, nice.
I'd like to say it's a pleasure to have you, but I haven't had you yet, so
Well,
and I hope never to.
indeed.
The missus would appreciate that much.
There are
You
some
may not know what you're
horrors.
missing.
There are some horrors in the world that should not be seen.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that-
But yes, indeed. Thank you
don't
for
know.
being here, Brian.
It sounds like there's something very wrong with that.
There's something very wrong with that. We're just friends.
Yeah.
Very, very close friends.
Close
No.
friends. Yeah.
Speaking of very, very close friends, we have the one, the only, Nick Weiser, even though there's 32 flavors of them, there's only one.
That's right. There can only be one Nick Weiser, despite all the flavors. How you doing, Tom? Six, Clubby, Karaoke, 70s.
doing
Good to
all right.
see you all. Hello to our wonderful chat. And I see our wrenches too, D-Bud, Goddess, and Deleted Scenes. Thank you for your wrench support. And we got some news today, Tom. Well,
We
we
did.
got some news. So, yeah, let's
Um,
go.
We got more trailers and some other things to discuss. So yeah, but Klobby is in the house. How you doing?
Hey,
The other orange man.
the orangey rocky man. Yeah. Good to be here with the lovely, wonderful six, and I guess you guys are okay too. The panel, and of course, what a great chat, and looking forward to it. Thanks for having me, Tom, as always. Amigo.
Indeed. And speaking of, we have the one, the only Six here as well. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I've had a really busy day, so I'm not sure what. I know you said there's some trailers and some other stuff I've seen, bits and pieces, but not really sure what's going on in the world of pop culture right now.
Pop culture is interesting, but we'll see. We'll see how much we can get crammed into the show today. 'Cause I'm sure Andre will want to save some of the like Bob Iger talk and stuff for tomorrow. So I don't know how much we'll broach that, but we will get into some other things. Yeah, there was a Spider-Verse trailer. There was the Beetle trailer. There was the I was gonna say Cinderella Barbie trailer. Was there another trailer I might have missed too? Probably.
Oh,
Who
I think so.
knows?
Wasn't there a trailer for a
Yeah,
trailer? For a
apparently
trailer?
There was a
trailer.
trailer for a trailer for a trailer.
I think it would be
apparently
great if
there
they
was
made-
one for Barbie. Apparently, I think I was listening to Nerdrotic earlier. He said that his wife actually said it looks really funny. I'm like, well, if they nail a comedy aspect, that could actually win.
It looks like almost all the people that I could expect would like it or like the look of it, I should say, so far have. Six, you didn't get a chance to check it out yet, did you?
I did watch the Barbie trailer, and it looks Margot Robbie, that huge smile on her face in that trailer. That is so. That was what sold me on her for Barbie. Was that moment?
Cool.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
are
she
really
looks-
leaning into this.
Did
yeah.
you overall
not-
like it?
I was not interested until I saw that trailer. That first trailer did absolutely
Really?
nothing for me. I thought it was ridiculous.
Okay.
Didn't fit with the whole Barbie thing.
I'm
Maybe
just-
not with Barbie, but I see why they did it now with the whole parody thing. And then after seeing this trailer,
Is
this could be
brand
the
new?
next Lego movie.
Is this brand new? I saw one before Shazam a couple of weeks ago. So that's what I'm talking about. Or
The one that was before Shazam would have been the 2001 parody. This is a brand new one.
yeah, the 2001 parody. That was funny.
No, this is a brand new one.
Okay.
I'm just getting very concerned that Ryan Gosling is starting to look like Leslie Nielsen.
Okay, so who hasn't actually seen this?
I have not seen the new one.
It's pretty
I
good.
haven't
so-
seen the trailer.
I've seen it.
I suppose.
hoping
Well,
the Aqua
hopefully we get
song's
some.
in
No, of course not. And I don't expect him to use it. I think they already said that it's not going to be in there. It's a
Oh.
little too risque. I mean, although there is kind of some tongue-in-cheek jokes in this trailer, we'll see here. Let's watch it. I'm sure we'll get claimed for it, but we'll see if we get some super chats to help make up for that. But here's the trailer for those who haven't seen it yet, I guess.
Love that.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Ken. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
Hey, it's Soy Chi.
Hi, Ken.
With the radio blast and goes cruising just as fast as she can now.
I thought I might stay over tonight
Why?
because we're girlfriend boyfriend.
To do what?
I'm actually not sure.
That's why
Okay.
Wow,
This is
that was
why
actually good.
I think right now this is why I think this is like the Lego movie. This feels like this is clearly like some kids playing with the toys, and we're just seeing it acted out live, or it could be wrong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, they're really leaning into this Barbie world idea, right?
I think it looks pretty good.
But there's more.
Okay, ladies, let's do this. What are you doing here?
I'm coming with you.
Did you bring your rollerblades?
I literally go nowhere without them. Oh, looks like this beach was a little too much beach for you, Ken.
If I wasn't severely injured, I would beat you off right now, Ken.
I'll beach off with you any day, Ken. Anyone who wants to beach him off has to beach me off first. I will beach both of you off at the same time. Beach both of you.
Yeah. That one goes
Okay.
That's not
a little out
bad.
there.
I actually got
Yeah,
some good
it's-
humor on this. I actually like the humor on this one.
It's not made
It-
for the guys, I get it, but I think it's going to appeal to that. Like, there's so many generations of women that I think this is going to appeal to compared
We get to
to
look at Margot
appeal
Robbie.
to and girls today, because you could definitely tell they're going after the 80s, 90s kids for sure
Oh yeah.
with the style that they're going with. That's clearly that era.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you're the audience for this, and
Yes, I
guess
am.
Between you
Yeah.
and the Toxic Femme girls, you guys seem to be on board with this.
I'm totally on board with this. I might have to go see this with my sisters because, I played with Barbies growing up. I had the Barbie swimming pool and the Barbie dream house and all the Barbie shoes. And I remember trying to interact my Barbie dolls with other dolls, and the shoes didn't fit. Her legs were too long, to fit the cheaper clothing. But even the font just speaks to the child in me. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this. Now that I've seen this trailer, I can't wait.
I'm beginning to suspect that 6 actually is a Barbie. We've never seen her. We've never seen her.
This could be.
I do have blonde hair, so
I was gonna say she
Oh,
showed me
yeah.
a picture that supposedly was her. She said it's an old picture, but it checks out. And she did kind of look like Barbie. So I don't know if it was you. I can't confirm or
oh
deny.
my god.
Is your hair made of nylon?
Is your hair made of nylon? Oh Lord, no. I get like a lot of us are just gonna be like, yeah, next. But look, there's things that we're not really. I think the things is that people are ignoring are the things that are not in this trailer. Okay, the things that are not in this trailer is a bunch of pandering to a crowd that, for one, even if they have any interest in this, they don't want to be represented in this. They want to be Barbie themselves, let's say. Okay, so I don't think they give a shit if they have representation in this movie for that. Now, in the rest of it, the representation lands with the Barbie stuff, right? Because there's how many different variations of Barbie and Ken? Like, I get the joke. It's kind of they live in a world where there's nothing but Barbies and Kens, and you got to find your Ken for your Barbie. Probably is the whole gimmick, and she's gonna get sick of it and want to go to the real world. And of course, Ken follows her to the real world. You know, and then she'll, at the end of the movie, spoilers, will probably realize this Ken is for me the whole time, right? So yeah, or maybe not. We don't know. I honestly, I don't think it's going to be anything more obnoxious or offensive than the Lego movie. That's really where I think that this is kind of aiming towards, that kind of, but just for girls instead of boys, basically.
I mean, growing up, my friends and I would have gone for days with the "I'll beat you off" joke. We would have used it on everything, and we would have. I'd have had no problem going and seeing that, and it just would have been the butt end of everything for a while. So it looks stylish enough. Like there's Barbies, there's Kens, and you're right. There's nothing else in there, so it should do fine, unless stuff comes out of the woodwork later that we don't know about. But just watching the trailer. Sure, why not?
I didn't sense any wokeness in the trailer at all. I mean, yeah, there's diversity, but it wasn't about that, right? You know, it wasn't, you didn't see them calling it out like in any way. It was just the fact that, like I said, you had a bunch of different Barbies and a bunch of different Kens. So like, what's the difference?
Yeah. Just how realistic are they going to make it though? Are they going to be androgynous below the waist?
Oh, I hope there's a joke about that, because that's the thing.
Oh, exactly.
Look at this world. Like, I'm looking at this and I'm jealous. Because I'm like, why can't I get a He-Man movie or a Ninja Turtle movie with this kind of attention to detail to the production value, right? Because like Six said, she had these houses and the Barbie dream house and all that stuff as a kid. This looks like all those toys used to look on the commercials.
Yeah, the production's spot on. It's really good looking production.
Yeah.
I never thought in my life I'd be rooting for Ken in anything, but since I see he's squaring off against Soy Chi, I almost feel like I have to go support Ken to womp Soy Chi and whatever competition they have.
The only real sour note is that Ken happens to be Canadian, so that is a bit off-putting. Who knew that Ken was Canadian?
It looks like I have a feeling this might do well. I mean, it looks like as we said, it's got the right eyes. It looks like it knows who it needs to cater to, and I think it's going to excel with that. Obviously, Barbie's very transcendent in terms of generation, so I think they don't have to worry about how much of a casual audience they have, because women from the 50s or the 60s through like the 90s, maybe early 2000s, know Barbie. They all do, whether they had them or not. They all knew Barbie. So I think they're good. They're almost set for success with a movie that might be a hit. Hopefully, I'm all right. Good for them.
Well, I think everyone's crying out for something that's just a comedy and doesn't have a ton of the messages to beat you over the head with. Just something that's actually funny in its own right.
I didn't get any of that. I didn't get any heavy-handed messages out of this.
And it can work on both levels, like a lot of comedies do. It can work on the level where there's adult jokes thrown in there if you know where to look for them, like we saw some of them there. But it can also just be nice to its source material, which is toys. Let's face it. But it can work on both those levels. It doesn't have to be a complete parody or piss take, but just enough fun jokes thrown in. So it seemed to strike the right balance, I think.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right.
Yeah.
But anybody got anything more to say about the Barbie movie?
No, it looks pretty promising. It's fun.
Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Mega J says, what that Barbie trailer was missing was the music Barbie Girl by the band Aqua.
It'll probably be in it.
I think it's going to be in it. They're just saving it. They're saving it for the movie.
Yeah. I hope
you don't look odd with a trailer.
I mean,
it'll probably be in there.
I kind of look at it this way. I was upset that Spider-Man No Way Home did not have the Ramones version of the Spider-Man theme.
Yeah.
And stay
yeah.
with me here, because the first two movies both had prominent Ramones songs in them. And I think the third movie ended with a Ramones song, just not that one. And I'm like, okay, you had 3 Spider-Men in this movie, and you've missed the opportunity now with the build-up
To go 3
to
for
just
3.
have the
Yep.
Spider-Man theme song by the Ramones.
Yeah.
Yep.
I see that here. It could be the same thing with Barbie. Did it ruin Spider-Man No Way Home? No. Will not having Barbie Girl song in the movie ruin the movie for me if I gave a shit? No. Right? Like, but at the end of the day, I see where people are coming from. The problem you have is that the song itself inherently is not something that you really want to equate, even though they did use it in advertisements. They changed the lyrics so heavily. Like, I mean, do we need to go through the lyrics, CC, here? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I guess one thing I got from the trailer was, again, there was a couple of moments where it's like, oh, you're coming over tonight. I don't, for what? I don't know yet. So it seems like they're willing to lean into the innuendos without really like saying it outright. And with that, you're putting a new music video to it effectively. So the lyrics could be. It depends whether it'll pass the executive test, but I think from a general audience test, the song could work against a different background, like a different video accompaniment.
I think what would really be nice is if halfway through the film it actually is revealed it's actually a horror movie. And the Barbies go on the rampage.
Oh yeah.
That would be a good movie. In fact, if they make a parody of this, that's what it should be.
what they should have done, and I said this before, is got Aqua to re-record the song with new lyrics.
Yeah.
It's an option.
That's what I would have
I think it's gonna come at like a scene where things like get like, I don't know, maybe a big party or a big, like, I guess you could say like a climactic type of scene. That's what I think. That, or as someone said in one of the comments, the end credits. Like I said, you don't blow your wad with a trailer. You want to have some stuff up your sleeve that you can surprise people with, and maybe they want people to think, "Hey, where's that song?" Especially '90s kids. I'll be shocked if they don't do it. I don't think it's, like you said. I don't think it's gonna ruin the movie, but I think that's definitely a lost opportunity. It's just gonna be that things that kind of became part of the history of the character was that song, because that song was huge. Like, even though I couldn't stand it, it wasn't lost on me how huge that song was when I was a kid.
They could totally remake the song, do a stage production of it with the characters, the actors, and the actresses
yeah, hey,
singing it.
Yeah, a
Just
different version
make
of
a
it.
spectacle out of it. Like, why not?
Karaoke something.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah, what we didn't really see a lot of was the real world.
Good.
So
Imagine that in imaginary world, in Barbie's world.
But I think, am I wrong? They end up in the real world.
I think that's the plot.
Yeah, so they didn't show us a lot of that other than Will Ferrell, maybe. So we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's driving the plot to get to that point. But
if I had to guess,
is there an antagonist,
The original version of this movie, back, because this was a story that's been around for a while, back during the Sony leak time, was initially, when Amy Schumer was a part of it, is that she didn't fit in the Barbie world. Like, all the other girls were Barbie, basically, and she didn't look like Barbie. And so she wanted to come to the real world. I think they reworked that idea. I think it's more so that this time around, though, it'll be Margot Robbie is just, I think she gets bored with the fact that everybody's Barbie and Ken.
Well, indeed, it has that not Truman Show, but that feeling of everything's just too nice on the surface.
Yeah, you get what I mean? Like, she just gets to, like, I'm sure they'll have a scene where she's like, don't you ever ask yourself, Ken, if there isn't more in your life? And he'll be like, more than rollerblading and surfing all day or something like that, and it'll be like, like just that kind of a thing. And she'll just kind of get to that bug up her butt and she'll want to come to the real world.
Maybe it'll just go all Matrix on them.
Well, if you do that, though, wouldn't that ruin the possibility of having a sequel? Because there's no way they're not going to want to try to get a franchise on this.
Oh, so I said spoilers. By the end of the movie, she'll realize that Ken is her Ken for her, and she'll want to go back to Barbie world because this world is just too complicated or something like that. But yeah, so there's your sequel setup. Just go back to home, and then yeah, you can do whatever you want. ActionCom sent in $5 to change the subject here. He said, "What do you think of the Fatal Attraction series trailer?" I didn't watch it yet. I never was a huge fan of the original film. Not that I've seen it in like 20 years or 30 years, but
why do we need a TV show about that? I didn't know there was a TV show about that.
I was gonna say, how can you drag that out into a TV show?
Oh my God!
I mean,
bankrupt of ideas, just bankrupt. I mean, what? Someone was sitting around watching that movie. Go, you know what? We need to make a new TV show. There you go.
It's barely enough of a concept for a movie.
Exactly.
Like,
one movie. Yeah, and that's about it.
It works better as like a Twilight Zone episode or something like that. You know what I mean?
What did they create? Why?
Do I want to? Yeah, I don't even know. Oh. She cooks the bunny, okay? Spoilers.
Yeah. She'll probably cook it in every episode. I don't know.
And she tries to kill him.
in every episode, she tries to kill him. That's what they
is that? Yeah, I was gonna say, is that what it's gonna be? Because after a while, you're gonna gotta be like, either they gotta have her do something crazy, or he's gotta be like, you know, she's crazy enough. I gotta try leaving. Like, how do you drag that out into a series for like more than a season? I don't get it.
At the end of every episode, well, that was a close one. She almost got me that time. Oh well,
maybe not this next time.
I'll get you next time. Like, yeah, it's like the Roadrunner. It's a Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote.
I haven't checked this out, ActionCom, but I guess since you asked for it, shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's no. We all know the ending, so
that's what I mean. Point? It's like, how long can you drag this shit out for?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
Yeah,
she's fatally attracted to him, or will it be the other way around? Will it be a dude?
Is that what they're doing?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see it. I did not see it.
No, I don't think so. I think it is.
Ignored, Dan.
No, it's not. It's Joshua Jackson and
Daniel Michael Gallagher, convicted of murder in the 2nd degree. We understand you do have a statement you've prepared.
Every day that I have been in here, I have thought about Alexandra Forrest, because I need to understand what I did, how she died, and why.
Who's in the shadows?
You know, if you're a different guy, I would tell you to be careful right now.
What was it about her?
Are we the hunters?
I don't know.
Or are we the prey?
You should stay.
I didn't think that this is what we were doing.
What were we doing?
This is a wild game of survival.
I thought I had this handled, and she shows up in my home.
If you tell someone to stop calling you the 20th time you pick up, what you've taught them is that 20 calls is what it takes.
I have to tell you something, Beth. I chose to lose control.
I think this is probably it for us. I'm not going to be ignored, Dan.
I did not kill that woman, and I'm going to prove it.
This is a wild game of survival.
It looks like they just mixed Fatal Attraction with Gone Baby Gone.
Yeah, it's only 3 episodes. It's a mini series. But
pointless.
I think they should have just crossed it with Barbie, and that could have been Barbie.
Yeah, way better.
Fatal plastic attraction. Yeah,
snoozer that is.
Yeah, I do like Joshua Jackson and Toby Huss. Toby Huss is good, but I just don't think that's enough to interest me. You know.
Yeah, it looks like drill.
Because my guess is she's not really dead.
Yeah,
it's going to be a Gone Baby Gone.
You nailed it, Tom. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is.
Is she Canadian then?
She's Canadian, eh?
Yeah. So which means she's not really alive or dead then.
But how did she fix her mouth?
How indeed.
Indeed. No, I don't see the point.
I'm not your buddy, pal.
It's like a broken pencil.
Not your friend. I don't know why I was going to watch it. Except
that looks like
there are people that'll watch anything though, but yeah.
Tiger Valley says
I know
I
some.
volunteer with child poverty charities here in South Africa, here around South Africa. If I could read today, you'll be surprised how many kids recognize the Barbie brand. She's truly global. Oh yeah, I mean,
Oh, sure.
without a doubt, Barbie is the biggest toy brand ever. I mean, as far as longevity, probably the amount of money it's made over time. There was only one time in history where it wasn't Mattel's biggest selling toy, and that was just during the He-Man years. I mean, I'm sure
there should be a cameo from He-Man in it.
people
That
have
would be
joked
great.
about that.
That would be great.
Which would be weird because they did try to do a He-Man versus Barbie movie for a hot minute, but yeah. Like, how do you do a Barbie versus He-Man movie? That makes no sense.
Well, in the modern era, you can.
Doesn't work.
I think you do it naked. I think that's how you do it. Naked.
Oh, hi, Culture.
Hi.
I agree with culture.
Okay.
Cocaine Barbie? That's the one Barbie they didn't make, I don't think.
That sounds fun.
Crouching Barbie, hidden culture.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't think Barbie's going to have a problem being a success. Doug1985 says, this gives me Flintstone 1994 vibes. I kind of see where you're coming from. I didn't hate that movie, and I think but that's another movie where the production design and that kind of stuff definitely outshined everything else. Casting and the production design, and yeah, I'd say this film is similar in that respect. Oh yeah. I'm hoping this film has a better story to it. The problem with the Flintstones movie is it just felt like a couple of episodes crammed together in a live action movie. Really. I mean, most of the stuff it covered was stuff from the old show. So it was basically like a greatest hits thing. Which, I mean, of all those animated to live action movies of that era, probably one of the better of the bunch, I guess. I don't know, unless somebody has a different point of view on that. Pinochet's Helicopter Tour says, can't wait for the woke remake of a Mice and Men. It'll be of mice and women, though.
Mm.
Do they know how to define women?
I wonder if they could do a woke remake of To Kill a Mockingbird.
Yep. Don't challenge them. They will.
I think there'll be multiple levels of irony in that one. But,
speaking of multiple levels of irony, that's a perfect segue into this.
Oh no!
Get ready for some arguments to ensue. Here we go.
Just say,
my name is Miles Morales. I'm Brooklyn's one and only Spider-Man.
No, you're not Spider-Man.
Things are going great.
No.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to be here. Fine.
All right, whatever.
Whatever.
Wow.
Whatever.
So are you like a cow or a Dalmatian?
I am the Spot.
That's not funny. Don't do that.
Miles's grades are pretty good. A in AP Physics.
That's my little man.
And a B in Spanish.
What? Ooh, okay. Miles. Are you trying? Mira.
Anybody see what I see?
This is going to be unwatchable.
Is that the little man to the shepherd boy?
Oh, no, just that sticker on his bag there.
Can't really. Oh my God! Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Hang on. What does it say?
Oh wow! Yeah, B and L. And there's
Oh
another
God! Right.
It gets worse though.
It does.
You guys just begging people not to see your movie?
I gotta go. All right, bye.
He's lying to you. And I think you know it.
What's up, danger?
Miles! Want to get out of here?
Oh, Gwen? So wait a minute. There's an elite crew with all the best spider people in it?
Who's the new guy?
This is unbelievable.
This is the
That was
lobby.
supposed to be just the group.
Miguel O'Hara. The whole thing was his idea.
What's a guy got to do to join this spider team?
You can never be part of this.
Don't even get me started on Doctor Strange and the little nerd back on Earth 1999-99.
Come on, go easy on the kid. He had a terrible teacher.
Peter!
Miles! Mayday!
You have a baby?
I have a baby.
I'll take it from here.
Miles, being Spider-Man is a sacrifice. You have a choice between saving one person and saving every world.
Send me home.
I can't do that.
Spider-Man always.
Not always.
What about Uncle Ben?
If not for Uncle Ben, most of us wouldn't be here.
Can't stop me now!
You can't run forever, kid!
I can't lose one more friend.
There it is.
Isn't what we talked about.
You knew what happened?
Very, very briefly.
By
But there
fast.
it is.
What?
Support for mutilation.
So, oh my!
Right.
Where is it?
Up in the heart.
On the
zone
wall
right
above
there.
the door.
Above the door.
Right to the left of social media.
Oh my God! Yep, social media. Yeah. Well, subtle.
As a fucking brick.
Yeah.
Lose one more friend.
Miguel, isn't what we talked about.
You knew?
I had no idea what you're doing!
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
And let's ignore that this is basically the same exact plot as No Way Home.
Stop Spider-Man!
Yep.
So he's going to do.
This looks like crap.
You talk about killing a joke.
So he's going to.
And then I looked at my uncle and...
Let me guess. He
Oh.
died.
So he's going to
What a
do his
piece of
own thing
trash.
by pretending he's another character.
Oh,
Yeah, his
Ben
own
is a
thing.
fu-
Yet
And Uncle Ben is a joke now.
I didn't think he could be
course
worse
he
than the
is.
first one, but they're going to be worse than the first one. I didn't think it could be worse. Not that I'm going to see it.
It's also the
Bobby,
spider
I
people.
knew.
Yeah, you're right.
what
Trash.
mild, and I
Ugh.
as the word mild interest I had absolutely went out the window because obviously there's no Nick Cage. Obviously, is Noir, who I actually like, but I actually have always been very
Really like the spot.
spoken about being a fan of 2099 Miguel O'Hara, and they totally villained up his character.
They
and I
trashed
don't
him.
like that.
Yeah.
Yep. First adaptation to a big screen, and they've already done him dirty.
Oh God, looks so.
It's trash. Yeah.
It is so horrible
It's
looking too. The
trash.
animation looks way worse. And now
Actual
that's saying
trash.
something.
And I don't know about anyone else, but I say this with a lot of sadness because I'm a big science fiction fan. I'm sick of multiverses now.
Oh, that made me want to sick now. I used to like them, but
It's the last refuge of terrible writers. Because if we have a multiverse, we can absolutely do anything we want then, and we can come up with any old ad hominem plot that we like.
Up.
Well,
Well,
it's
now
even-
it is now taking away the suspense out of things because it's like if a character
Well-
dies, like we can just pluck them in from this universe. It's just like so now nothing
Yeah.
ultimately matters anymore.
Nothing matters, and you can do anything you want, and yeah,
They're ripping
it's cheap and lazy.
they've totally ripped this off from Alan Moore's Supremacy. But but I can't stand it when it's like a big bat verse and a spider verse and all these other verses based on one character. It's even worse than a normal multiverse. This is disgusting.
Well, I'm not looking forward to this film. So, it's
I
not.
can't wait to not go.
I can't even recommend it to anybody. I after the first film, I thought the first film was passable, but I really do hate this animation style. I hate the Turtles animation style more, but and I'm not a fan of the plot. I'm not a fan of the character. I'm not a fan of what they're trying to do with this character, and I'm certainly not a fan of all the neo-Marxism that's in this film. So there you are.
Yeah.
I'm pissy about this more so because of how it's affected everything else, and I get it. When the last one come out, I was one of those that had the unpopular opinion that it sucked. But I tried to tell people this crap is in here.
You and me. Yeah.
Amy Pascal is behind this shit, right? This is only going to get worse. And yeah, Klobby knew what I meant, obviously.
Oh yeah, I hated it. God, I hated it.
Yeah.
there were
Six,
two
you're
of
the
us,
only one
dude.
who hasn't really chimed in yet. What did you think of the Spider-Verse trailer? You sent it to me last night, didn't you?
Yeah, I sent it to you at like 3 a.m. when it dropped. And this is the first time I've watched it. I kind of just sent it to you just as an FYI. I know you're not interested in it. I don't know anything about Miles Morales. I didn't see the first movie. I'm not going to ever see it. I'm not going to see this movie. It's completely outside my purview. I do have a coworker that I showed it to, or I sent it to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's 26. He just about jizzed himself watching it. He was so excited about it.
Yeah, 6 going on 6 then. He's actually
a lot of
6.
people did like that first one, 6.
Look,
I know what
I'll
you're
tell
talking
6
about.
all she needs to know about Miles Morales. This is all you need to know about Miles Morales. He is not Spider-Man.
He's not.
That much I
He's
did
a-
know. Yeah.
He's a paid job of Peter Parker. Here's the thing, and I'm going to be fair towards whomever you spoke to about that. I could actually see that because this movie is strictly for that demographic. It's for casual people who are not going to actually think about these things and just roll with it. Just to say, hey, look, it's there. Embrace
Woke
it.
trash. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Wait a minute. You work with Nick? Nick's the only one I know who says this all the time.
Oh, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come.
It just, yeah.
Tom, do not come.
And
come.
Mecca J also says hashtag Tom was right. I get that rarely from time to time.
I can see a lot of the public not noticing the issues.
No, they're not.
But for those who do, it's, I mean,
I don't know how you can miss them.
Karaoke. CC Karaoke, the best example of the public not noticing the issues is just look at the Captain Marvel movie with the character named Marvel. If you're a comic fan, you know how done dirty Marvel was. But if you don't know the character, well, then to just the casual viewer, it's just going to be just another thing. That is, I think, one of the best examples of the reader versus the casual viewer. Is that how bad that was with Marvel? Because Marvel
I noticed
torn apart.
I noticed little things, of course, with Gwen in the first movie, and also with the simple fact that they took. I didn't even really know all that much about Miles to begin with, but I knew enough about him to know, like, wait a minute here. While I'm watching Spider-Verse movie, I'm like, they're actually trying to make him more like Peter Parker than he already was. Like, they even tweaked some of the things in the movie to make him even more like Peter Parker. I'm like. And people even kind of denied the comparisons. I'm like, the only difference is his uncle was a fucking bad guy. That's the only difference. It's the same fucking movie. And all they did is just add stereotypes to him.
And his uncle's based off a villain that already exists on top of it, taking the name of that character too.
Yep. Exactly. The Prowler,
Hobie
right?
Brown is the Prowler in the 616. Hobie Brown.
And then people also didn't agree with me, even though I still say it, that they turned the real Spider-Man into a bitch. Because people forget that that the Spider-Man in that movie that what's-his-face is doing the voice for from was it Charlie Day or whoever's doing the voice? Who's doing
for the older Peter Parker in this?
Yeah,
the
one that they basically made out to be like Jake Skywalker, all but they finally let him have a moment at the end.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's like, do you guys not realize how they made him look like shit? Like,
totally crap. Absolutely.
That's supposed to be Toby. Supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I think they
Doesn't look
retconned
like
that
it.
now. Yeah. Maybe,
and
maybe
according
not.
to the trailer, it's now the Spider People. It's no longer Spider-Man.
That's too exclusive, CC.
Spider People.
We must be reaching the final form of this progressive shit.
I hope so.
I mean, it must be reached. There's nowhere left for it to go. Yeah. I don't know. It's yeah. As you say, it's there's things in this movie that are completely irrelevant to any movie.
I think we've seen yesterday that things are moving in a different direction, and this movie's been in production for a while now, since things were a little different than they might be today.
Yeah. The propaganda organs of the old Soviet Union or of the Maoist China would be very proud of productions like this, following the state-run formula, you know.
Yeah, I hope CC's right about that. I hope we are at the end of this. I just know that there's still like at least 2 or 3 more years of garbage that's going to come out of most of these studios. So,
given the production cycle, we have to expect it. I know we talked about this on a previous show, but I mean, you know, things do turn every once in a while, almost like clockwork. 6,
I
7,
agree.
8 years.
It's just rough. It's rough. It's really rough for the people that really like a lot of these elements, right? I mean, I can't imagine people like, Clobby and Nick, having to sustain through this because I mean they know the material better than most of the people going to see, which is what Nick was pointing out. It's just
I've had to get used to. I mean, I've been putting up with this with my comic book characters being destroyed since, for me, because I'm old, since around the 80s when all the retcon, the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and all these different retcons and everything started happening. So I've had pretty much almost every character I love, and I got a lot of them that I love from both companies. I'm one of those that likes both of them, the big two, that have been, retconned and revised to death and ruined over the course of 20, 30 something years. So you just get used to it. Before this kind of stuff started happening to the big IPs like the Star Wars and the Star Treks and the Doctor Who's, my comic book characters have been just within the companies themselves have been ruined, pretty much. So I don't want to say you get used to it, but you kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
that reminds me of the meme, right before that from that one film where it's like, yeah, the first time they're about to get
Pirates
home.
of the Caribbean one.
No.
Knight 742 sends in, is that yen? 500 yen?
I think so.
Think so. Wow. Well, thank you for listening in. You can see the philosophy behind Miles and Peter in the PS Games Platinum Trophy. The Peter one reads, be better. The Miles one reads, be yourself.
Yep, Miles can't even take his own advice.
Because see, and it's funny you mentioned this, Knight. Thank you for mentioning this, because in the trailer, I caught this too. Remember I said that they're basically the same exact fucking plot as Spider-Man No Way Home? What did Tom Holland's Spider-Man learn at the end of that movie? That doing what he did fucked everything up and he regretted it from the start pretty much. And now he has to deal with what he's got to deal with going forward. How much you want to bet with the way they present this in this trailer when he's all like, I'm going to do it my way. This movie is going to go against that. And of course, Miles is going to be right instead of Miguel. In that Miguel's trying to tell him probably that you're going to fuck up all of existence or something else doing this, and it's going to come out okay. Instead, it's going to go completely against the message of the other film. Who wants to take bets on that?
I don't know that I would have to take a bet to think you're 100% right.
Yep, I believe you.
The thing about the multiverse,
no easy money there,
that Marvel and others are leaning so heavily on now is that, as you say, someone can fuck something up in one of the multiverses, but they don't need to worry about it because in one of the other multiverses, somebody will fix it. So there's no tension or plot tension. There's no threat or danger really.
Peter's selfishness in No Way Home cost him everything.
Yeah.
Even if there is a multiverse, that's the whole point of that. That's the only movie that I liked.
That's
that they
also
got it right.
selflessness.
Well,
that's selflessness. That's what Spider-Man does. Spider-Man is that's what an actual hero does. They give up their own personal happiness so that everyone else is protected from their own.
Because he only gets one choice at the end of the movie, basically, and that is do it this way or the other way. And the other way, nobody knows who the fuck you are.
It's the most Spider-Man thing Spider-Man could do is give up his fortunacy so everyone else can have a more
meaning losing the girl you love, losing all your friends.
Not having his relationships with the heroes the same ones that he did because they knew who he was. Yeah. He gives up essentially his life, obviously, like on the figurative sense, and that's what a hero does.
That's not Miles' truth. That's not Miles' truth, though. Man.
Fuck, I hate that.
How much you want to bet that's where this fucking goes? And I'm just going to say this again just because I love it so much. Mecha J says hashtag Tom was right. Yes. And with that usually comes a...
I fucking knew it! Oh!
Thank you, Walton Goggins. Nova Zero says, of course, they have to go to another dimension. No dimension wants this funk. He's a simp for Pog, social justice, Gwen, LGBT Barbie, basically. Hey, I'm glad some people are finally coming around. I hate seeing people realize that, this thing that you liked wasn't as shiny and cool as you thought it was, but maybe if Yellow Flash would finally realize it. Because we got into that little fake fight. It was a half fake fight. Because I did mean that
on the first movie. You mean?
Yeah, like no, just recently I was bitching at him online. I was going back and forth with him on Twitter. I was like, "It's your fucking fault. We're getting this shit, and we're getting and it fucked up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all that kind of shit." And he, I didn't mean it to him personally. I just in
Because
general.
you liked the first one, huh?
Yeah, it's all these people who
Yeah.
did this shit. It's like, of course, now everything has to be that.
Of course.
So yeah.
True.
Pinochet's helicopter tour says Spider-Man in the multiverse of virtue signaling. Yeah. Basically.
They say crap rewarded is crap repeated. So.
Okay, get ready for this one. Warrior Justice says, what is the difference between acne and a Catholic priest? Acne usually comes on a face after he turns 12. Hey, beautiful. Oh. You don't get it one for that one. That was a little too harsh.
Savage.
Yeah. And hello, Baton, Clobber, Lane, and Nikki. And 6.
Hey.
Of course. Beautiful 6. Sorry, I missed that one first.
Hey.
Yeah, that was a little too over the line. Pinochet's helicopter tour says this multiverse stuff is just code for my truth. Exactly. Like I said, in this one, it'll turn out that he can do whatever the fuck he wants because he's Miles Morales. But see, now Tom Holland's Spider-Man couldn't, right? Because as Nick said, the whole point is he has to give up everything to be selfless and to be a hero, right? I mean, it's just, yeah. Anyway, let's see what Blue Beetle's all about here.
Excuse me, Mr. Reyes? You finished scraping the gum off that lounger or what?
Everything right now feels so out of reach.
You always land on your feet, bro. You're Hyman.
Hyman?
I just want to ride.
Jenny?
Guard that with your life, but do not open it.
You went in to get us jobs, and all you brought back was a hamburger?
Okay, I don't think it's a burger.
You haven't looked?
What the hell is that?
How did you get it to do that?
I think he likes me.
I liked it until he was there.
Yes. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. What the?
Host acquired.
Who said that? Okay, it's gonna be okay! Space.
Re-entry systems ready.
This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want.
What is going on?
I just want to rock.
Yeah.
This ain't what I want.
It's called the Scarab. It's some kind of world-destroying weapon. It's designed to protect its host.
This ain't what you want.
Sometimes it does what you want, and sometimes it doesn't.
I think I cut a bus in half.
The Scarab chose you, but it belongs to me.
The love you feel for your family makes you weak.
I just want to rock. You gon' kill my car, standing my money, don't lose my side.
The universe has sent you a gift, and you have to figure out what you're gonna do with it.
That's my heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, throw up the 5.
Okay, Uncle Ben.
Whatever you can imagine, I can create.
Let's party.
Nice choice.
I just want to rock.
It's like Batman stuff. Batman's a fascist.
I just want to rock.
And that, of course, is the big point of contention that everybody's having with this.
Oh,
Because before that, it was mostly harmless and generic. And
We've
then
been
you get-
effed. We've been effed.
Yeah.
Stream
Then you get
unavailable.
Batman as a fascist.
I mean, it looks
Stream's
like an
down.
episode of a middle budget TV
What?
show.
Stream's
down. Fuckers. Are you kidding me?
Stream is suspended for policy violations.
Are you
Son of a
fucking
bitch.
kidding me? You sons
We'll
of
be back.
bitches. Fucking Warner Brothers. Warner, seriously?
Come on.
Yeah, you know what really annoys me about trailers like that? They're so fucking loud.
Well, yeah.
Like, it's true that the trailers now are like an assault on the eardrums throughout the entire trailer. You know, there's no room for anything to be imparted other than here's a wall of sound coming at you. It's too loud.
You're
But
awfully
anyway,
critical there, my Canadian Scot and whatever you are, friend.
It's true. It's true. I'm being quite critical. Do
you ever enjoy anything?
Oh
I mean,
God,
come on.
yeah. Get me. Of course I do.
You were
hundreds of
going
things I
up on
enjoy.
RR.
I'll give you a list of 10 Korean movies I've watched recently that I loved.
You're always so negative. You guys, all of you. Sometimes you just have to sit back and ignore, the things that might bother you, and just take in everything that's good about it.
Taking the messages, the lessons.
A lot of people really worked hard on this, and you're really discounting all their efforts.
Think of their feelings.
Yeah.
Think of their feelings.
Fucking lost over 50 fucking viewers already.
Elizabeth Young and I in the chat were talking about some anime that we both love.
Fucking, we're back now. Fucking Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Tom, you should
Fuckers.
leave your clothes on in streams, Tom. I've told you before.
Funny, it came right back on after I posted something on Twitter about it, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, Gonzalo Bergali says Bloody Zaslav. No, it's not them. It's fucking YouTube's stupid fucking sensitive ass fucking bots is what it is. They've been going ape shit fucking crazy lately.
For those wondering, with claims, there's yellow levels and red levels. The yellow just warns you behind the scenes. The red level takes you down for a minute or two.
I didn't get no warnings for shit.
Yeah.
When did it cut off?
They don't warn you ahead of time.
We know when it cut off or what the whole trailer run?
I don't know. We saw the trailer. Don't fucking
saw
matter. You
it,
can go
yeah.
see the trailer. Okay, so back to the fascist thing. Yeah, since that's what we were gonna discuss here, evidently.
Whether you enjoyed the trailer, whether you just mad about it, whether you thought it looked like crap, either way, why stick something in there? The trailer is meant to make people interesting. Though, why would you stick anything in there that might cause trouble? I mean, if it's in the movie, it's one thing, and someone comes, you go see it, and you go, oh, what a dumbass line. You stick it in your trailer. It's
because they're proud of it.
And that's their idea of marketing. They believe that's great marketing.
No, Jay, we're not going to restart the trailer. They'll take us down again.
Yeah.
What I was wondering is that the guy's name is Hyman, and he has his bubble burst. Is that what
I was really getting that vibe there, where the guy is the girl and the girl is the guy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Especially
I'm
at
kind
the
of pissed
beginning.
because Paulie and I, way before he was even cast, we were like championing Jolo or how you say his name for the role.
Right.
I wasn't too happy when George Lopez was announced to be part of it, and then you also have Susan Sarandon, who's a gender swapped character, I guess. But I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And it was even an HBO Max movie that they bumped up to a theatrical release, and now I guess it has a reportedly $120 million budget or some shit like that.
It does, yeah.
So
the special effects in this trailer looked better than most of the Marvel movies we've gotten lately.
Not
There's
hard
some
to do.
humorous, which isn't hard to do. There were some humorous moments. And then you throw that stupid fucking Batman is fascist line at the end, and it could very well be what Script and I were discussing last night. As it's just, maybe it's
a joke, but
it could be a joke, an ongoing running joke.
Well, sure it is,
but that's not the point. But why pick
trailer.
that one? And how do you? To me, it would roll over just as well had they made like an illegal immigrant joke about Superman or something from the other side.
Yeah, you just leave crap like that out of the trailer.
I don't think it was a joke. And maybe they'll say in the context and isolation of the movie, they could roll with that. But here's the thing. And obviously, we've all said this for a long time that Hollywood hates Superman. I'm starting to notice another channel now, and I'm calling it now. It's the Hollywood hates Batman trend. Because I feel like the first sprinkle of it
change Bat to white, and you're right, Nick.
Yeah, it started with the Titans show that most people don't know. Not even Pepperidge Farm remember that show. It started off with that one line where Robin Grayson went off about F Batman. And at the time when you hear that in isolation, you're just like, oh, it's just, maybe Dick Grayson being bitter. But then all of a sudden you have the Joker movie and the Batman movie, and they just pretty much just destroy the Wayne family name with the making the mom a mental nut job and the dad working the mafia, which is things that they would never do. Also, the way Thomas was also even presented in that Joker movie was absolutely awful. And now we got these lines being tossed out about Batman. So it's like, I get it, Hollywood. You want us to hate him too, just like you hate Superman. Now you want us to hate Batman. So now Hollywood's like, okay, well, we've beat into people's heads how much we hate Superman. Now we got to move into how much we hate Batman.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see how it works out. But on that note, we have let's see here. I think we got one more super chat left here. Troy Pacelli, how you doing, buddy? Says, if there was any question whether I was going to see this film or not, I won't be seeing it now. I don't care if it's WB or YouTube. Sick of this crap. Yeah, I hear you, brother.
I understand, buddy.
That really turned me off too. And it was like, seriously, I was kind of digging the trailer to that point. I mean, I don't like the rap and all that kind of crap.
Another question is, well, this is like 2 superhero movies in a row by DC with the villains of an old lady. What is the deal?
I don't have so much of a problem with that.
Well, that's realistic.
That's realistic. I'm mostly just being silly, but I'm just
but Brian's got a point.
That's pretty realistic.
Brandon. And she's actually Ted Cord's uncle turned into his aunt because it's supposed to be his uncle.
Present company obviously excluded. Not that Six is old, but she is a white woman. I just want to say it's not all women. Just it's seemingly most of these Karens that are out there in the forefront of this SJW movement shit.
Did you say that Susan Sarandon's character is gender swapped? Like, is she meant to be?
Technically, yes.
I think she's based on Ted Cord's uncle.
Right, because I have seen Susan Sarandon in Rocky Horror Picture Show, and she's quite a convincing woman.
Very much so.
She was a woman. I think she was actually a woman back then.
Yeah. She was.
I believe so. I think so.
But she also used to sleep with Tim Robbins, so we forgive her for going batshit crazy. I mean,
damn it, Janet.
He probably pumped her full of the stupidity for too long.
Well, yeah, she was pretty dumb on her own, but yeah.
Oh yeah, she's always, she was always a hippy dippy chick though. But she wasn't like
that's
fucking,
a different era of.
Yeah, but she wasn't
activism,
like fucking what's her name crazy though. God, I just forgot her name. Jane Fonda.
Madonna? No,
I mean, she was always a hippy dippy, free loving woman, but she was never like that kind of nuts. She didn't get like politically nuts until she got with Tim Robbins. I could be wrong. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember getting politically nuts until Tim Robbins.
Could be.
Well, there's one movie I'm looking forward to see. In fact, I'm going to be seeing it tomorrow morning.
Tim Robbins is probably the greatest actor who's a nut job in that. He's a great actor, great fucking actor, but like
brilliant actor. Yeah,
he's a complete and utter moron.
Has he ever topped that performance that he had in Howard the Duck? Though I mean, I don't know.
Well, could anything?
Shawshank Redemption.
I mean, that movie
better than his performance than Howard the Duck. I don't know, man.
Howard the Duck is the greatest movie ever made. So how can
better than? I mean,
that's his greatest performance ever. I don't think he's ever going to touch that.
He speaks duck in Howard the Duck. I mean,
exactly. He's just brilliant. He should have gotten.
Are you one of those like me who understands and respects that movie for what it is, even though they didn't allow Howard to be Howard? Like everything else, at least, is pulled from something of the comics, though.
I think it is it's the epitome for the guilty pleasure movie because it's so idiotic and so many.
That's the only downside is that it's just not Howard. Because, like I said, that's the thing.
Wrong with it.
Howard would have totally fucked Leah Thompson. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Steve Gerber Howard, but yeah,
he wouldn't have waited.
He would have ducked her. You mean?
Totally.
Ooh, yes.
He would have. He would have billed her and everything. Yeah.
Once upon a time, I would have ducked.
Just sent her the bill.
Becca J says this movie just reinforces the stereotype that George Lopez is funny. I know, right?
There's a stereotype out that says he's funny.
I don't know if there is one actually. I mean, I know that he doesn't steal as many jokes as Carlos Mencia, and I don't hate him as much as Carlos Mencia, but I don't even want to compare the two. Like,
that was. I mean, it's a shame because there were some things in there that actually looked quite good. But purely from a technical perspective, as I said when we were off the air, I just find these trailers so loud now. Like they're a total assault on the senses from start to finish, which doesn't allow you to pick up on anything they're trying to tell you about the film. because they just keep hammering you with this extremely loud trailer music.
Right.
Yeah,
It looks
it's
like
too
what's the
much.
name? Solo. What's the guy's name? Solo. Oh, I forget the kid's name.
Sholo or something
And that's
like
the
that.
thing. It looks like
Cholo or
it
Holo.
looks like
I don't know.
It looks like he's going to be really good in it too, because he's really like that
Yeah.
him as an actor and stuff, and it's probably going to be good for him. I mean, and it's a shame that they're trying to kill his movie before it even comes out when it's got a lot going against it anyway, because nobody knows who this character is. And you have to sell it. You really should try to build up some good faith to sell this movie to people, but you do that like crap like that in your trailer.
I'm gonna say one thing though, Clobby. There is an element of the younger generation that does like this character, and they remember him from his
he's just not that
cartoon and
popular.
yeah. I mean, he does have a bit of a following, because I have seen some people be positive about this. That's what's sad about this whole Batman is fascist shit, because if it wasn't for that, this trailer is pretty much mostly harmless.
I agree.
Right?
Yes, I agree. Yeah,
It looks pretty amusing. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of this iteration of the character of Blue Beetle, but that much. I don't never even read his comic. I'm a Ted Kord guy, but he was really I kind of warmed up to him on Batman Brave and the Bold. He was great on that. And with this kid,
he was excellent in those episodes. I love those.
With this kid playing him, I was willing to give this something like this a chance, and maybe it would be enjoyable, maybe not. But the trailer would, except for that bit, wouldn't have dissuaded me from wanting to give it a shot when it came out, either on a streaming or whatever. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to do that well now.
Aaron Ratliff has been a member for 2 months at the maximum effort puppy level and says, well, Gunn must have liked that lame bat joke. I've been seeing some site reporting that Blue Beetle is going to be a part of the Gunverse in the future. I've been hearing this crap, and the only reason that people are probably saying that is because Peter Safran was one of the producers on this. The only way this thing continues on is if it makes money. Otherwise, it won't. Because from what we know of it, it's kind of almost in its own bubble. It kind of attaches to Shazam, but we didn't see any of that in this trailer. And they could very well cut all that out. And I mean, Gunn, yes, has some say and sway over certain things, but they want it to either, if that's the case, then they're going to want it to succeed. So I don't understand why they threw that in there unless they just didn't get
I know
the joke.
what's happened to trying to bring the widest possible audience in, because as you say, there are things that look really good in there. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a storm in a teacup. Maybe
it's also shoved at the end of the summer, which is not good.
Well, I mean, I've heard. I mean, I know that Paulie's said a lot of good things about it, and I'll be interested to see the reviews when it comes out, because it could have some good stuff in it.
Yeah.
And that might be very unrepresentative of the overall feel of the movie.
Okay, do you really think that, or are you just trying to be
Trying to be fair. Trying to be fair.
I
Just
don't.
for once, I took to heart what you said.
gonna
about
be
me
fair.
hating everything.
Oh, I was being what do you call it? Sarcastic.
Well, I know you were, but I would. It's like all these things now. Unless I'm desperately keen to see something like John Wick 4, I wait and I see and I look for reviews of people I trust. One of them being You Culture.
Well, thank you. I don't
But
know.
also others like Paulie, and then if they're good, then I will see it. And but right now, I'm like, I'll be on the fence as I am for most of this stuff at the moment.
I think the trailer was emasculating the lead male right from
Oh,
the
boy.
start.
Hmm.
I mean, it's the very first scene of the trailer. On the other hand, I can give credit, that maybe that one line at the end about Batman being fascist is just, it's part of the character and not an actual thing. But somebody edited that trailer together the way it was, and they started in the very first scene of that trailer by emasculating the lead, and they ended it by calling Batman a fascist. Somebody signed off on it. Someone was proud of it. I don't know if that's the message of the movie, but that's
definitely one of the issues. This movie could karaoke. You're onto something. This whole movie could end up being a misdirect. It could end up being that line is just taken out of context. But it's clear that when it was edited at the editing room, it was done with that intent to stir up more ire.
least,
It's
yes.
clear that they wanted to do that.
And I think, Nick, in any other era where we weren't facing the onslaught of terrible things that we've seen in movies recently, we might have said, "Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what that's all about."
Yeah, we probably
In
said,
any other
why
era.
does he feel that way?
Yeah.
Why does he feel that way? Is he a villain? Is he
Yeah, what is he
have
saying
some
that
beef
for? Ooh,
that we don't
want to find out.
understand? Yeah, we probably would have like tried to understand his point of view, but we've been hammered so much of this. They could have left that out. That's the thing. They could have left that out, but they clearly did that
You know
with
what?
the intent to stir things up. It's so obvious that was done.
Mando season 3, episode 3 is a great example of that. Because if you took all of that Disney stuff out, we would be having nerdgasms about what it meant for like future
Right.
story possibilities. And we say, well, maybe there was some cheesy writing, but the prequels had cheesy writing too, you know. But instead, we're looking at it through the glasses of
The
everything
era we
we've
live in,
experienced.
CC. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, they haven't done themselves any favors, regardless of whether it turns out to be good or not.
Well, the crack about Batman at the end. Here's the thing: it is just something to do with context. But someone's in there saying we don't have it such a here we can't take a joke. We can take a joke, fine. If that was in the movie and you're watching it and there's some kind of context to it because the guy is a nut saying nutty things, I think that would have been something else. But you put it in there there's no context to it in the trailer, and it's just going to rub people the wrong way. Not me. I don't really care that much, but I did think it was stupid to put it in the trailer. Why create unnecessary trouble or intention for yourself when you're trying to sell this to everyone? Leave crap like that in the movie if you must, but not necessarily in the trailer. It was a bad decision because it did, whether you like it or not, whether we care or not, it did stir up a lot of controversy. And you don't need controversy for your trailers.
True.
And on that note, I must bow out.
Boo.
Boo. I got to go eat
Boo.
before Toxic Tuesday. I need my strength. I got to go do better. I have to go do better. And be myself. So have a great evening, everybody. See you all for Toxic Tuesday on 32 Flavors of Nick
right.
Reiser very soon.
Major pain and
Major
hour
pain.
15.
You will experience
It's one of
major
my
pain.
dad's favorite movies.
So
I
good night,
love
all.
that movie.
I do too. But yeah, so take care of yourself there, 70s Rock fan. You can check out his channel. Of course, it should be in the description. Yes,
He's
Sadie,
almost
I'll
at
let you up in just a
1K
minute.
subs.
Right
I'm
now.
just gonna throw that out there for everyone in
Yeah.
the chat. He's almost at 1K subs. He's at like 40 subs away.
Gotta get him there. It's such a key thing too. As a streamer, I'll tell you all. It's in YouTube's terms
All
of
right,
service.
correction.
If you're under 1,000
36
subs,
away. 36
Yeah.
away. He can get monetized tonight, or at least, get approved for monetization tonight.
they also don't push your channel until you get to 1,000 subs, so it matters for him. Let's get him there.
Yes, sir. No, for me, the trailer is not a bad trailer. Actually, I'd say it was fairly good. I did like seeing Ted Kord's suit. I'm not sure, Clubby, if you saw that. I saw Ted Kord's suit in the
I saw the
trailer near the
bug.
end.
I
I
saw
yeah,
the
I
bug,
thought
which was
I
weird.
thought that was cool to see. I thought it was cool to see. I seen the bug. So obviously
didn't see the
there
suit.
were some
I
there
must
were
have missed
some
it.
nods. I'll try to see if I can get a screenshot of
Okay.
it for you. So there were some cool nods. So clearly, obviously, when they were making this movie, someone did look into the source material. At least I believe that, because a lot of those things you don't just find on accident. So I think the actor, Sholo, I think if Paul is correct, I think he really is very, very well cast. He looks like the kid having fun being Jaime Reyes. He almost feels like a Dreamcast. Like if you're to have fans speculate comics of, hey, who should play this Jaime Reyes? Like I could see his name coming up in a conversation. It's just such a good, like a glove type of fit. And it seems like there is going to be nods to Ted Kord and Kord Industries, which I do like. So maybe we'll find out if he was the first Blue Beetle, and maybe he's taking up after. And unlike Miles Morales, who's just a paid job Peter Parker, Jaime Reyes has a lot more, I guess you could say, of stuff to call his own, being under the same name. Because other than that, Peter Parker, Miles Morales, it's just nearly the same power, same personality. Jaime is very different than Ted. So I will give credit for DC for getting that right, having Jaime have his own personality.
Yep. We'll see. Vive Caesar. But I did not catch Ted's suit. I didn't see that.
Sorry about
Everybody saw
that.
it.
What do we got here? What is this?
That is the thumbnail for my video tomorrow.
Hey,
You haven't even seen the fucking movie yet.
I'm going to see it tomorrow.
it's out tomorrow.
Grace Randolph has seen it,
Yeah, I don't care.
and she's offended.
Culture.
Oh, good.
If you're around tomorrow night, let's talk about the movie.
Hey, I'm up for it. You bet.
All right, cool. Because
I found out what.
That's opening tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
Cool.
So
Sorry, Tom.
Yeah, I got a feeling the user reviews are going to be a whole lot higher.
Yeah, the critics are not being kind to this film, and now I think I know why. As Grace Randolph has pointed out here, totally inaccessible for non-fans of the Super Mario game. From Nintendo fans might even have a hard time with the non-existent, antiqued, and somewhat offensive story. The offensive part of the story, we'll get to that. Shocking misfire for.
She's really.
Is that what it was? Antiquated? Okay,
Yeah, she's
that's
saying antiquated.
I can't read it from here. It's so small.
Yeah,
somewhat
that's
offensive
definitely
story,
a
shocking
keyword.
misfire for Illumination.
Antiquated,
The
yeah.
only bad movie they've ever made. Okay, so what
I like
she's
Antiquated.
offended
Bad movie.
about is that she says that Bowser is too obsessed with going after Princess Peach to kidnap her, and that's a bad look in the Me Too era. So that's what's offensive about the story.
Fuck her.
So that tells me right off the bat that this movie isn't woke. So that's what's pissing her
There
and all
you
these
go.
reviewers off.
Yeah, the user scores are going to completely dwarf the the main critic scores for sure.
Because I know I was a little worried along with some people after the Princess Peach thing, but then I thought about it. I'm like, well, clearly she's just showing how to navigate this world. He's got to go save his brother while she's got to save her kingdom. Okay, fine. Get it. I get it.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
I give that scene a pass because Peach is a total cheat code in Super Mario Brothers too. I
Kinda.
used her all the time. You just float over
Because she
everything. and
floats through
dominate.
everything, yeah. And then the other thing that people were saying is that it's a simple story and it's only 90 minutes. I'm like, I don't see why this is a problem. Or I don't see why this is a problem at all. Because A, we haven't had a kids movie that's been under 90 minutes or under 2 hours for that matter. And how fucking long? Like, and this comes from somebody who has a kid who tried taking their kid and nephew to Cars and they got fidgety after about an hour and a half or hour and 45 minutes. And like, is the movie ever going to be done, Dad? It's like this movie's too damn long for a kid's movie. And the simplicity part is even great too, because then you don't have your kid asking you questions every 10 seconds. Then they get, and Nick, you've got little ones. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, and they're hyped about this. And you know what? I remember Sonic the Hedgehog and seeing both those movies, and yeah, those had very simple stories too, and that's fine. And it's obvious that these movies are made for the kids, and hopefully the adults can latch on too because of the nostalgia. But as far as the story and all that, it's meant to be accessible for the kids, and that's fine. I have no issue with that. I enjoyed Sonic 1. I enjoyed Sonic 2 even more. I'm fine with it being a simple story. I think, we could use that, and we don't have to we have so much stuff that has too many things going on anyway. So maybe this movie's gonna be the nice breeze that we asked for.
Might be. Deleted Scenes, aka Stevens here. How you doing, buddy? Says, why I'm passing on Blue Beetle. 1, he's not historically the first Latino superhero, even though that's what they're boasting about this. Yep. Snyderverse is dead. And 3, dissing Batman. Then he goes on to say, 4, directing wishing harm on certain former president on Twitter. I heard about that. Yeah, that was a bad move on his part, but whatever. All those things being said, it does sound like Illumination's got it up on everybody right now with the Mario movie. And that's not the only company that Universal owns as far as animation, is it, Culture?
I think he
Culture
had
stepped away.
Step away for a second.
Yes, Universal also has another animation company. They basically made DreamWorks into only the animation company now, and we got an announcement today that they're working on Shrek 5 with the original cast and a Donkey spinoff with Eddie Murphy, Sing 3, and more. So there you go, kids. They are really quadrupling down on things over there at Illumination and DreamWorks. Follow-ups to Sing, Despicable Me, and Secret Life of Pets franchise, as well as original movies like This Fall's Migration, the story of a family of ducks who lived in a pond in New England and no longer have to migrate because the winters are milder. But before that, there's the Super Mario Brothers movie, which is expected to achieve box office domination when it opens on April 5th. Now, this migration movie sounds like they're trying to get some of that ESG money. So yeah. So they got the original voice cast coming back for another Shrek film. That movie's going to make more bank than anybody could dream of. Same thing with a Donkey spinoff. I can see that as being a win-win for them as well. Since Puss in Boots was such a huge deal, and I got to imagine another Puss in Boots movie is probably in the wings too eventually.
Oh,
so there
right.
so you go, kids.
Like,
if you're fans of those. Speaking of kids movies,
what
do you guys think
seems
about
like
this
those
movie?
are both sleeper hits because not Grace. Sing 2 opened up to low numbers but had good legs in the box office, and so did Puss in Boots. If you look at the numbers for Puss in Boots' first weekend, enthusiasm was very low, like very low. And it opened up, and that's saying a lot because obviously the difference between the first movie and second movie with the timeline difference is very drastic. So the price is obviously a lot higher, and the numbers didn't measure up at all. However, domestically, it ended up outgrossing the first movie because people really, really responded to it, and it had great legs. I think some weekends ended up going up on certain weekends, and that's something no one expected. It even got the drinker to do a review on it. He didn't say he didn't expect to be covering that movie whatsoever. But hey, that's awesome, and my kids saw it. They loved it. They were pleasantly surprised. I'm like, okay, Puss in Boots is a thing again. Cool.
I'm looking.
Also, I heard the ending.
Now
I
he's
heard
back.
the ending of Puss in Boots sets up Shrek 5.
Yeah, I don't care what Grace Randolph says or anybody else. The Illumination has never had a miss, as far as I'm concerned. And I guarantee you, when I'm done with that movie tomorrow, if I'm not overjoyed about it, I will trash it. But I guarantee you that's not going to happen. So, but we'll see. I mean, maybe it'll disappoint me. I'm looking forward to it. Maybe Nick and I can hang out and talk about it. But I'm looking forward to Shrek 5. I can't wait to hear Eddie Murphy and Michael Myers do their thing. I'm looking forward to Sing 3. I think those are really fun movies. They target a broad audience. Puss in Boots was spectacular. Yeah. Wow. Yes, this story was crazy. Holy cow.
Well, everybody's pointing out that the Super Mario Brothers movie is getting like a 48% from critics.
Good.
And this is where I said, if history's taught me anything, this is a good sign. The disconnection between critics and the audience has been overwhelming. Then I posted 2 examples of that. Especially this one I like to use here in videos where it shows you the huge difference between some of the movies and shows. Yeah. 6, are you a fan of the Shrek series at all?
I haven't seen any of them in a while, but other than, when they initially came out, but yeah, I consider myself a Shrek fan. I think they're cute. I don't own any of them. I think the only animated movie that I own besides anything Star Wars related would be The Lion King.
Oh yeah. Good choice.
You know what? I bet the Donkey movie is going to be the best of these.
Six, you picked one of the best ones there is to own. So
yeah, that's probably top 10 of all time.
Great film.
Yeah.
I'm really pulling for Mike Myers as well. After The Love Guru, it's pretty clear that Hollywood completely just blacklisted him because he
and rightfully
dropped
so
off
on
the
that one.
face of the earth.
That was a bad movie.
But I still love Mike Myers, and it was just it just makes me a little bit sad knowing that we lost so many years of him.
Oh yeah, it was really cool to see him in Bohemian Rhapsody and Inglourious Bastards and little short bits. And he's got a show now, I think on Netflix or something like that. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard fairly decent things about it.
It looks like people are willing to hire him again. So yeah.
I want to see Wayne's World 3, and I've already pitched this a dozen times. It's easy. Wayne's World is now a YouTube show.
Yeah.
And you basically remake the first movie in a way because he gets famous again off of a viral video. Only this time he knows all the things to avoid, but you just have fun with it.
Fubar did that.
Yeah.
Age of Internet.
Yeah.
Fubar 3.
Yeah, I feel like that's the perfect way to go about it, Tom. I want you to pitch that movie, okay? So let's get it done.
Yeah. And
Please,
Rob Lowe works for the company.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know some guys.
He's funny. Yeah, I doubt it. Not enough people that are close enough to that shit, though.
Mm.
I would love to be able to pitch ideas. It'd be nice. But anyway, so yeah, that was that news. That was that story, and that was most of what we had. Did we have anything else? Did I miss anything? I don't think so.
I mean,
a lot of it's
besides
Mario
yesterday's
talk.
news.
Well,
sorry, yeah.
that's the thing is, I think we're gonna get deeper into that in the morning show.
Yeah.
Because I mean, really, that was a hell of a meeting, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I guess we could talk a little bit about that if you guys wanted to, but that's up to you.
It's definitely the stuff of fantasies. I mean, if you wonder what, like, if you fantasize about what would actually happen in your wildest dreams on one of those calls, but would never actually happen, yesterday was it.
Well, we were talking about this earlier on Mr. H's stream, Culture and I, and we all agreed that, like, something had gotten through. Like, we're finally seeing, at least, because, like, majority of the calls were these kind of calls calling them to task, right? So
I'd certainly like to hear a professional's opinion on that one major gaffe by Iger and how, and more, when I say a professional's opinion, like Legal Mindset or Valiant Renegade.
I think he did do a video on it today, actually.
Yeah, and yeah, Legal Mindset got a video out there, and Valiant reacted and cut clips out of what he did. Mexican Iron Man's on the record in lots of places. I mean, and then we were just talking about it over on Mr. H's Hcast not that long ago. It's, look, he made major missteps, I believe. CC Karaoke, I think he placed both feet and his hands in his mouth at the same time, and then somebody like smacked him on the top of the head and he bit them all off. It was bad, really bad.
I mean, the part that I'm most interested in hearing more about personally, and I would ask if I had the opportunity, is that it seems to me that he equated Disney as being in control of Reedy Creek over the last 60 years, when really Disney was just supposed to be residing within Reedy Creek. And from a legal standpoint, if he's opening them up to 60 years worth of
litigation,
yeah, that just increases I mean, never mind the future expenses, but looking back over 60, that's a whole another can of worms. So when it was said on Valiant stream that they're talking about billions or even $1 trillion mistake, I'd like to know more about what they mean when they say that.
Well, it's easily in the billions. I mean, it's almost incalculable. I've been saying that for a while when they lost control of the district. This could be even more because, as you suggest, if this has been the way it's been since 1968, I think is when the district privileges started there. That's when they were put into place. The theme park was built over the course of 3 years. The Magic Kingdom opened up in 1971. So yeah, you're looking at, almost 60 years worth of oopsie, because it was supposed to be a city. Epcot wasn't supposed to be a theme park. They were supposed to be an actual city there. And yeah, you're right. But anyway, that's exactly what it is. But anyway, I can't wait to get further down this path, because I think having an inspector general appointed yesterday and then reported on this morning, having basically the gauntlet thrown by Iger, and the fact that the state can take land through eminent domain, condemnation, and a bunch of other ways.
Yeah, that was my internal thought process over the last days. There's a lot of parts of that call that will depend on how people react to it socially, how they talk about it. Like the Martin Luther King comment. But then there is that one comment that will have serious implications potentially from a legal standpoint for the foreseeable future, and that's something that we're gonna obviously that's gonna be followed.
All I know is it could be worse. You could be saluting everybody and toasting everyone with some Bud Lights. You see, so there you go.
that is very true. No, I don't think I'll be drinking that anytime soon.
Well, we got an answer to some questions that some of us had, I'm sure, about the music in The New Little Mermaid. because I think some of us had expected them to have some lyrical changes. I don't know if everybody who was here was around for that conversation prior. I think CC might find this amusing.
Yeah,
and
well, I know.
cultured as
I noticed in the trailer they changed the music just a little bit there, and I was wondering how far they're
I'm
gonna
not
go
talking
with
about the tone. I'm talking about lyrics.
Uh oh.
There are some lyric changes in "Kiss the Girl" because people have gotten very sensitive about
Is
the
it
idea
Kiss the
that
People?
Prince. I don't know, but Hunt the J brought this
Kiss
to
the
my
They?
attention. Yeah. Sensitive about the idea that Prince Eric would in any way force himself on Ariel, Menken said in an interview with Vanity Fair's Lee Sheps. Menken also told Sheps that he revised a couple phrases in Poor Unfortunate Souls as well. Per Menken, the lyrics he changed might make young girls somehow feel that they shouldn't speak out of turn, even though Ursula is clearly manipulating Ariel to give up her voice. So there you go, guys, for anybody who was wondering about that one. Because I know that's been on some people's minds. But I don't know. Okay, I don't know what you sent me on. Then Culture, is it an email or where?
Oh no, it's not for public consumption.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's just for you.
Later.
It's just
Born Again. Sweet.
It's just for you.
I don't like your feet picks though. I've told you this before.
Okay, these are the elbows because I'm starting my only elbows.
All right. I'll give you my feelings on that.
Okay.
But Air. Remember we watched that trailer for the Nike Air?
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to say this. I'm now interested in seeing the film.
Does anybody know where it's sitting at Rotten Tomatoes? It was sitting at a high level.
No.
99% across the board. Both audience
I'm not
and
surprised.
critics. This is why I said they should have released fucking Tetris in theaters. I bet you it would have been done just as well.
Look at that. I
bet you Tetris is infinitely more interesting than this. I mean, this is probably good. Don't get me wrong.
I got to go see this.
The trailer looks like a critical darling the way it's put together.
You know, Ben Affleck can look younger than he is. This is like an example.
I wonder how Tetris is doing on here. Let's look.
Well, look it up. Oh, wait. Owen Wilson Paint?
81 to 91.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's got a lot more ratings though. But
it's very good. Yeah.
I'm gonna watch this too. That's on streaming though. I got to check that out on Apple.
I know. I think they missed an opportunity putting that in theaters.
Well, you wasted Taron Egerton, right? Because he's a talented kid. You know. I don't know. Anyway, Neener.
No, this is the prequel to Air Bud.
Wow.
And Space Jam, for that matter.
And the Air Up There.
No, totally different franchise.
It's
people
a
who made that
basketball
movie had
movie.
Air up there, though. That's the problem.
There's a run on the mountain here called Air Jordan, and people ski off it and hopefully don't die, and everyone cheers every time they do.
Oh Lord.
Prequel to that
Anyhow,
as well.
That's all I had tonight, kids. Unless there was anything else. I'm not talking about Judy Blume. Does anybody really want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons anymore? I think that's kind of
what.
That's kind of toast.
But it's a huge success, Culture.
According to who?
I don't know. They say it is. Because it performed $2 better than they planned.
Ooh.
Low expectations are easy to surpass.
And it's going to get killed this weekend.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was sandwiched in between John Wick and Super Mario. And on top of it, and it had to live up to the legacy of already coming out a few years ago with another movie that didn't do well. It was always kind of facing an uphill battle, even if you take out the Wick and the Mario. So it's
going to lose the kids' family to Mario, and you've also got Air to compete with it on the adult side of things. So yeah. Renfield, I think, comes out what, the 15th? That looks like it might be all right. I don't expect that to like do huge box office though. I think it'll do all right. It'll do about as well as Cocaine Bear, I bet. But yeah, D&D's kind of dead at the box office, despite what they're trying to say here, because that movie is not going to make any more money. So,
It's a me, Mario.
It's a me, Mario. But with that, I think we're gonna wrap this up.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm now gonna dig out the Mario 64 and go to town. That's what I'm gonna do.
Good idea.
Awesome.
I was thinking I want to get find out an old 64, use 64, get a Switch, and just start playing Mario Kart again. Seriously.
Oh, Tom is wearing one of my favorite shirts.
Ooh, that is a nice
Mario
shirt.
64 or Mario Galaxy?
I have both of them for the Nintendo 64. Oh, looky! I love it. I love it so much. Love it so much.
And it's the actual game. It's not like
I love it. I can hear it.
Yep.
Hang on, I might be able to grab the cartridge. Hang on a second.
I'm glad you got video games, Tom.
Did you guys ever see these? They're the
screen's
old
a little bright.
Yeah, I know. They're the old pocket guys, but it has the full Nintendo game on it.
Yes,
it has
I
the
do
original
remember.
pocket game on it too. But yeah, turn it off here. There we go. Yeah. I have that handy that when you guys are boring me like Culture, when he's just going on and on and on. Sometimes I'm playing Mario Brothers.
Wow.
That's my friend, everybody.
Yeah, that's I got a Zelda one of these two I saw at the store.
No, I only grabbed a few. I got a couple controllers.
The Game and Watch. Yeah.
I think I put the console in the TV room, so I'm gonna have to go. But I got some of my extra controllers here. See, got 'em right here. Yeah.
That's a 64.
Yeah.
Nice.
I never got an N64. I had a PS1.
Why?
Because PS1 was better.
But I had that too. I had a PS3.
Well, because you were fucking spoiled, or you were rich.
I worked my butt off.
Nobody has two TVs.
What? That's so 90s or 60s, let's say.
I think I have like two in this room.
Clobby was like the only one who got that.
Yeah,
reference,
I love it.
I think.
Back to the Future, of course.
Oh, I remember that reference.
Honey,
But I
he's
remember
kidding. Nobody has two TVs.
That was a great line. You know,
Yeah, we have two of them.
at
Brings
my
it back
This
to
is
parents'
great.
like
I
house,
saw it on a rerun. What's a rerun?
Jackie
You'll
Gleason.
find out.
Last
When
couple
Ralph
of years of high
dressed up as a
school,
man from space.
there was a room in the basement we had two TVs in, and I just skipped all my classes to play Mario Kart and Mortal Kombat down
That's
there.
right, baby. You go.
Good
Yeah.
couple of years.
That'd be a
explains
good
a
one,
lot,
Tom,
Stacey.
that we talk about. EU, Culture, Script, Clobby, and anyone else, and just talk about Back to the Future, because that first movie is just a work of art.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
You got to put that on a Toxic Tuesday because his mom tries to fuck him.
Oh, that's true. You're right. 88,
You know,
88
isn't
miles per
that a
hour.
moment? Isn't that a moment when you're like, I'm really uncomfortable right now?
That's the one of the funniest stories about that making of that film is because Steven Spielberg was ready to make the movie right away, but Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale were like, "Look, we've written, I think it was 2 movies with you at this time, with 1941 and Used Cars, and they both had failed, or 3 movies because I think he also produced I Want to Hold Your Hand, and that also failed.
Yes.
Yep. So all 3 of those movies had failed. So he's like, "Look, Steven, we love you, but if you give this shot, then everybody's just going to see us as you, the guy who just keeps giving us the handouts. So let us go on our own and try to do our own thing." Well, they tried to get Back to the Future made. That wasn't working. So then they tried to get, then finally Robert got Romancing the Stone, and Romancing the Stone was big. So at that point, they were ready to work with, they had all the studios coming after him with whatever they wanted to do next. And then they went to Steven and said, well, now that we know that the studios are back on our side, we want to produce Back to the Future, and of course we want you to produce it for us. And he's like, great, go start pitching it to all the studios. And everybody liked it, but they're like, this is just too sappy. Why don't you take it to Disney? Like, everybody said that. Fox said it, Warner Brothers said it, Universal even said it, Paramount said it. So they took it to Disney. The Disney meeting went like this. Are you guys in fucking sane? There's incest in this movie. We can't make this at Disney. And they're just sitting here going, well, what the fuck? So finally Spielberg convinced Universal to make it, but yeah.
And the rest is history. And by the way,
yes, sir.
Universal is about to dominate media.
Oh, right,
2
dude.
years.
When that Mario Land opens up, I might not leave there for 2 weeks.
Oh.
My kids might trap me there because they're not going to leave either. I'll be fine with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can agree with this. Michael J. Fox to me is one of the greats.
Oh,
I strongly disagree with that comment.
disagree with that.
What?
Go watch
one
Big
note
Lights,
actor.
Bright Lights, Big City, Back to the Future, and Casualties of War, and then tell me that.
Yeah, well, and Secret of My Success.
All at once, yeah, all in the same sitting.
And then watch Teen Wolf, and then try to try to make it through.
I
Teen
love
Wolf
Teen
too.
Wolf, but I don't know if that's really a good example.
I love Teen Wolf, and look, all you have to do is watch Teen Wolf 2 to understand just how much you should love Teen Wolf.
Well,
I'm going to actually agree with Culture on the Teen Wolf. It's not about whether you like it, but just showing you the capabilities of Michael J. Fox.
I just say that because it pretty much is the same comedic beats he does in other films. You don't need to retread that. But it's a great film.
Secret of My Success is still one of my favorite films.
I mean,
I rented that over and over back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't given a lot of shots to be versatile either. Remember, I mean,
he had later on
not
before
many,
he got
but-
sick.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in The American President, which he got a lot of praise for, and he played a bit different character. Like it was almost like basically what would happen to Alex P. Keaton when he grew up.
Yeah.
And then you have
you know what? You're not the only person to point that out because I've heard that before.
Except he was in the wrong party.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only difference, basically. Yeah. But then again,
He wasn't really much like Alex. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I mean, like, just look at his broad. I mean, I love him. The ones that really stick out to me, though, besides the obvious ones that most people don't ever talk about, is The Hard Way, because he's playing like this Hollywood spoiled brat, and you can tell that he's having so much fun poking fun at all these other actors around him because he is notoriously nothing like that, right? Like, that's the thing is, so he grew up in like next to like with having next to nothing. And when he came out here to Hollywood, he had nothing. His mom was sending him buy one, get one free coupons for Big Macs at McDonald's so he could get one and then have one for the next day. They didn't have microwaves readily available then either, kids. So imagine he was eating it cold.
Yeah.
He said that he ate so much macaroni and cheese, he can't eat it now. Because that's what he lived off of for so long.
He was a great actor. It was really amazing. Yeah, The Frighteners. There's another one there.
Oh, The Frighteners is great. Well, that's another one he plays kind of against type.
Yeah.
Okay, so now tell me how he's not a good actor.
I don't know. I'm not trying to pick on anybody. But yes, him against James Woods in The Hard Way is one of his most overlooked.
God, the Harley
I
was
love
so
that
good.
movie.
Yeah, man, James Woods for a period of time was on top of Hollywood, and nobody gives him credit for that. He was.
You don't want me to grow up. The studio doesn't want me to grow up. I'm the only one who wants me to grow up. I love that bit. And he's got Penny Marshall in that too. She's his agent.
I miss her.
She was hilarious.
Oh, she was such a great director.
Very funny lady indeed. And with that, I think we've exhausted this.
Yeah. I'm exhausted.
I know you are. You're exhausting.
What?
CC, what do you got coming up?
Well, we have confirmed that at 9 p.m. Pacific time on Friday, we will be interviewing Haley Lynn.
Oh, really?
Want to explain
Yes.
who that is for those who may not know?
An up-and-coming indie artist in the pop alternative vein. Definitely check her out. I haven't copy and pasted her website. I can't immediately put it in the chat, but Haley Lynn is her name. HAYLEYLYNN, and she's fantastically talented. and she's already had her music on some shows you can find on Netflix and the like. You can check out her website. You'll see that, and she deserves success. And one of what we hope will be a long line of interviews coming up in the future, starting this Friday.
Nick, you got something coming up here very soon, my friend. Pain. He's not here. I think he stepped away.
Nick.
Okay, well, Major Pain is coming up tonight on the Toxic Tuesday program. I want to hop in if I can. I got some work I got to work on or make sure Pablo gets on. But yes, tonight, Major Pain, starring Damon Wayans. I was trying to remember which Wayans it was. Jesus.
2 nights, the night.
It's one of my dad's favorite movies.
It's going to be all right.
There's the link for Haley Lynn if you want to check out her music. There you go. And culture. Briefly, what do you got coming up?
Sleep.
That sounds so good right about now.
Actually lunch or dinner and then sleep. Let's see. Tomorrow's a 6-minute daily. I do that tomorrow. And then I might be on for a little bit, like a few minutes of the Midnight's Edge in the morning, but then I got to go see Super Mario. And then I'll do my Super Mario review.
We got a guest tomorrow.
Oh,
That's
well then I don't have to come at all.
It's up to you.
No, I want to come. I miss you guys. But
he's gonna come.
Clip that.
Oh shit.
ArcCast is gonna be there tomorrow. That's all I know.
Oh really?
Who dropped it and who broke it?
The boss. She's in the kitchen with Dinah.
She's telling you to hurry up.
Pretty much.
Klobby, what do you got coming up?
Well, tomorrow night, I guess Loki and I think I never checked for sure, but Loki and I could be having the roundtable on his great channel, and then I'll live by Wild Card Wednesday night. After that at 9 p.m., and then I got Klobby's Clubhouse 9 p.m. Thursday night. I'll be hanging with Nick in the comic shop gang, but he can tell us about that later for Friday. And then Saturday night, Star Trek. As always, 4 more episodes reviewing Star Trek Deep Space Nine and season 6 now, with my wonderful friend Raquel Briggs, of course.
Awesome sauce. 6, anything you got up you want to promote? Got coming up you want to promote?
Nope, not a darn thing.
Okie dokie. Well, thank you for being here, everybody. We appreciate that. Take care of yourselves and each other. And until next time.
Well,